Well, it's PAX Day, and I'm standing here in Nick's game room, which we will take a look around. This is my best friend's room, and he's gonna go to PAX with. That's the doorway. So, over here we have like Sega and television, imports, stuff like that. Xbox over here. This is the Nintendo corner. Have like boxes and such down here. The PlayStation corner. And this is mainly like a PC and extras and such. Right there is my little box that we'll go through that later. But it is PAX Day. We're leaving in like 25-30 minutes, waiting for the other two to get here. Oh, I've been looking forward to this. Keep updated. We've made it. We're in the hotel room in Boston. Two of us are over getting milk and... See, yeah, he brought cereal.
Really?
Yes. We're getting breakfast. We get free breakfast. And he wants to see if they have shorts. Convenience store. That would be convenient. So here's a quick tour of our hotel room. You'll be in shortly, dear. And here we have this very spiffy looking bathroom that isn't as big as I thought it would be, but yeah, it's a decent size. We have our little sink. There's our ice bucket, which we're probably going to use. Right there's all of my charging. My Switch, I couldn't remember the name of it for a moment. My phone and my battery pack are all here charging. I hope the battery pack's charging. Yes, it is. Hells yeah. And we have a fridge. Oh yeah. Then, this has a pull-out couch, which currently just has a bunch of our stuff on it. There's Sick Nick. Right.
15 grow up.
Seriously, after that one in the parking lot here,
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard me at one point. I'm just like, how is there any more?
I really don't know. It was so awful.
We're looking to see if the 76ers game is on the TV.
I can't look.
I'll look shortly, don't worry. Then, the best part of the room, our snack table. That's the community snacks.
Is that everybody?
That is everybody. We have a wonderful selection, mostly non-healthy, but, you know, it happens. The actual convention starts tomorrow morning.
I hope.
TBD if Nick will be there. Did you see there is a shuttle?
For our hotel?
Yeah.
I thought there wasn't.
See, there is, but here's a problem. The last shuttles come back at 8 p.m.
That's not gonna work.
Here's the thing I was thinking of. Josh is going to check and see how much Uber for tomorrow night would be.
It's more at night.
Yes. Because the thing we were going to check is that, and maybe take a shuttle to the convention center and back here, and then Uber from here to... Because don't forget, then we wouldn't have the parking for the convention center or for at the...
Yeah, that's good thinking.
So, you know, we'll see. There will be more tomorrow. There might be more tonight, depending on how antics go. Probably not. It's probably going to be a boring night of us all relaxing and on occasion dying. But yes, I'll check in again tomorrow.
Bye.
Nick says bye.
Alrighty, let's roll. You'll have much better pools.
Yeah, just wait till we get to the show floor.
Opportunities with fans. If you'd like to step up and grab a photo, say hello.
rotate around.
No, they have it back. Where is it? Oh, the 5-hour energy's back.
This is how I end. Let's go next.
Yeah.
No, this is the first.
Yeah, this is the merch. All right, limited run. Let's go. Yeah. Right there's the tabletop side mainly. There's like tabletop and like card games and stuff. And this is pretty much the whole video game area up there. First place we're hitting up is Limited Run.
$10,000 prize pool this weekend. $4,000 in first place.
Yeah, this is one of the places that this way. We almost lost him. We're good now. Y2K booth right over here, so we'll have to come back to it. Limited Run Games.
Let's say you're power walking.
Yeah, we know exactly where we want to go. What? Oh yeah. Cut this way.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god! Indie Creates is here. Indie Creates with Galgun. There's another game store over there too, just so you know. Just over there, just a little bit. Yeah.
Is that new?
I don't know. There, I mean, Josh saw it, so we'll come back to it. Yeah. The physical copies for Vita go for a pretty penny. I see limited. We're chilling in the food court. Everybody's here, eating, have a wonderful time. I'm already beat.
Yeah, I'm already.
Here is a wonderful view of the show floor from where we're sitting. I need to. I really want to help that is for.
Which there's the disappointment that was.
Oh, look, there's the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds area.
There's the disappointment that was the Jinx stand. You still can't get over the level of
PUBG.
disappointment that they didn't actually have the Witcher hat or the Witcher shirt.
But next up, we are going to hit up the Bird and go down to, I want to say it's like Fiji or something like that. It's a company that does Night in the Woods. Then we don't know what else yet. We want to hit up Indie Creates, see if Limited Run has that other game. What was the other one you said you wanted to down along here? Yeah, I forget too. But I think soon we're probably actually going to be running around the outside because we haven't done that yet. So, like checking out the other game rooms and such. So that's our update. What time is it? Almost 1 o'clock. So yeah, today is 6. I want to say the floor closes at 6 today.
6 every day.
Alright, 6 every night, so yeah. That's when the floor closes. At which point we will be running back to the hotel, then going to Game Over, which is a
Big old nerd party.
yeah, 80s infused arcade nightclub thing. It sounds awesome. But I will keep y'all updated on how this goes down. I've also bought way too many games. Austin will love everything about this booth.
What's that?
Austin will love everything about this. Oh, they have it on 3DS.
Yeah. Shovel Knight.
Night 2, we're back at the hotel. All chilling, eating snacks, preparing our things. Josh is doing Josh things.
Don't forget about the cat articles.
Yes, we have been each night reading a passage
Yeah, my man.
out of what's the name of the book? How to talk to your
Cat about guns.
How to talk to your cat about gun safety. It is one of the most amazing things I've seen this year.
And he won it for free.
Yeah, and he won it for free because of buying things from Jinx.
And the crushing
Stupid pin.
disappointment of it.
And
Hey, at least the pin got you something.
yeah, the pin got you
Yeah,
something good at
the cat
least.
is something good.
I'll
I ever learned about a cat related.
once I get home and everything, I'll do a thorough showing of what I picked up this year.
Show and tell.
Exactly, show and tell, if you will. Right now, I think we're all pretty beat. We didn't get much sleep last night,
Nope.
so
Getting that full 7 hours tonight.
yeah, we're running a little behind. I'm gonna snack. Why is it so damn warm in here? Jesus.
I turned it up so we could turn it down when we go to sleep.
Please, Josh, I beg of you.
76. Jesus Christ.
No, lower.
Lower, lower.
I don't want to slow cook the
not
tall bronze.
mad about this.
One more.
I don't want to
One
slow
more.
cook the tall
One.
bronze, man.
There we go, there we go. Yes, don't melt the Toblerones. I beg of you.
It literally just went from hot air to cold air.
You meant the Toblerones.
Our-
Shield, man.
Our heater thing
And my feet.
and his feet. Our heater thing sounds like a jet engine in the middle of the night.
Our local in-house jet engine.
What are you? What?
Why is it open
You got one that was open?
and it doesn't have a disc?
You're kidding, right?
No.
What? Are you kidding?
I just
Are you
saw that
fucking with
queso,
us?
man.
No, I don't think he is.
You should check yours. Because maybe they just found out that we were buying a bunch.
Dude,
Screw you guys.
No, mine are all sealed, Josh.
Rip.
Are you checking the rest?
What game is that? Bit track?
Yeah, Bit Trip PS4.
Did you grab the display copy on
I got the
accident,
Vita.
maybe?
I don't know how you. I don't think you can go back. Yo.
So this is the night we're having. We're going to fall asleep in time. Probably just
I totally have
BS around.
this.
And until tomorrow morning. Catch you in a bit. We're coming back then. I need to play Guacamelee too. We're coming back at some point. I need to play that.
Alright.
Day 3. We just got here. We are going to sign up for the Mario Kart tournament. But first, let's go over the Sky Bridge. Every day you get something to do.
Normally I don't buy marriage, so I have a plastic bag for carrying around.
Yeah, Nintendo is that giant line.
Yeah, alright, that's fair. Oh, thank you. Well, because it was fine.
There's the Death Garden I want to go to later. Phantom Doctrine? How did I not see that? I was gonna say. Yeah, that one. Right? I might get a
In 3 years, this is actually going to be the tournament.
I might get a Discord shirt, I'm not sure. We'll see how Fan Gamer goes.
I couldn't imagine a bigger waste of money.
What?
Just tearing into you buying a Discord shirt.
I'm on Discord all the time, okay? It is. You're not wrong. I mean, technically, we're all wearing shirts based on programs.
That's a very important.
I mean, not really. Which I'm going to be getting. Not here, they don't have them here. The non-Monster Hunter branded Monster Hunter. Oh yeah.
Player number 4, player number 3 coming out of the spot, removing all that green from their backline. Player number 5 now trying to get in.
So Team Yellow landing very close to green. Of course, Team Yellow did win the last round. They are the ones trying to build up that streak and start winning those prizes.
He's got the underwear man too. Are you an underwear rocker when you play?
I do like to wear pants when I play.
You do?
Yeah.
You have a shirt or no shirt? You just rock a six pack.
Tank top. Tank top.
All right.
All the way.
Male or
Sorry.
It's a
okay.
walk-up, guys.
It's okay. It happens. One of the food trucks is super good.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, there's drop mix. Yeah. Oh, there's just shapes and beats. That game looks cool.
There's like no line. That's the It's still not bad. It's not bad.
So we're back in the hotel room. I'm dying. At the end of day 3. Just got back from Harpoon Brewery. I didn't record anything there because I just wanted that to be a fun outing. And Josh and Wesley went to the local convenience store to get cigarettes. They may never return. We don't know. It's okay, we get their stuff. But in the meantime, Nick and I got today some Final Fantasy trading cards.
Dang.
He got Final Fantasy 9. I got the Final Fantasy 14 deck, which is, I got it over 7 just because nothing about personal about 7, just I have 14 on the mind right now. We are going to attempt to figure out how to play this.
Yeah, maybe.
It is so confusing. Here, here's the playmat. That's the rules right there. Let me one-handedly try and get the playmat out. That kind of worked. Hey, look at that.
Is that a checklist?
Of the 12, 13, and 14 decks.
Very really?
It's the card list that comes in the decks.
I have...
Oh, and on the bottom is 7, 10, 13, what? 7, 10, 13, 9, and Type 0.
Wait, what year's down? Well, that's weird. Mine's different. Mine has the 9 deck, the Type 0 deck, and then 7, 10, and 13.
Huh. Yours might be like a year or two prior to mine.
Great, I really am going to get slaughtered.
But, so, right here is the play field. How it works, I don't know. I don't have a clue. Oh, right here it gives the turn structure at least. That's helpful. The damage zone. When you receive damage, put the top card of your deck face up here. You lose the game when a 7th card is placed in this zone. There's your deck. And the break zone. Put the broken cards and discarded cards here. Deck requires a complete 50. No more, no less.
I'm not equipped to handle this game right now.
This game's gonna be awesome.
It is. I hope.
But yeah, right now...
Not awake enough for this?
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Not awake enough, or we've had a few drinks.
Yeah.
So, that and we may never see Josh Leslie again. Yeah, so...
This looks more up.
We are going to chill tonight. I love that bastard shirt. We're going to chill tonight and play... They picked up Super Fight today, which I've heard a ton of good about.
Let's hope it's wonderful.
And I think... I'm not sure, but I think I've decided what shirt I'm wearing tomorrow. The Darkest Dungeon shirt.
Cool.
I'm going to show off...
I call Discord shirt.
I'm going to show off everything I'm bringing home with me later, but I absolutely love Darkest Dungeon, and I found out about the shirt, like, last night. So, Fangamer has a booth there. And
Is Dark Souls stuff?
no, the Dark Souls stuff isn't out yet.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's coming soon. It's just new stuff they're getting on their site. And this is the shirt, or I should say one of the Darkest Dungeon shirts they have. My shirt.
It's cool.
I love the artwork. The artwork is one of the main reasons I first started paying attention to it. But then it's just a really freaking good game. They're alive. They're alive.
We're here to rape them till they die.
It's okay, there were cops there, so they kept us safe.
See, there we go. See, they're alive. They made it.
I gave up and I started opening this.
So now we are going to play Super Fight, and some crazy stuff is gonna happen. Like apparently a fight.
You see this wingspan? Leslie, you see this wingspan, you think you have a chance.
You see his quick little jab?
Is it weird that you said see his wingspan and I just want to start going Well, PAX is over with. We have all returned to our homes. And until next year. But right now I'm going to go over, the main gist of what I did at PAX all weekend. So you saw a bunch of footage. And I have a few more minutes things I'm going to put at the end. Just some of the little side fun things that we did. So I'm going to go over basically the important parts of what happened each day. Games I played, stuff like that. So let's get started, shall we? First things first, on Wednesday, we left, hopped in Nick's car, took off for Robot City Games and Arcade. So I will show off the games I got later. I'm going to do the old show and tell of the stuff I procured on the trip. I like that. Now, the cool thing about this was I super enjoyed the arcade, and the entire store is buy 3, get 1 free on the games. Let me just tell you that. I'll be going back there. I don't care if it's in New York. But I really enjoyed the arcade. I played a bunch of games I haven't played either for a while or just never played. I played Star Wars Episode 1 pinball. I played a super old Royal Rumble pinball that had like Macho Man, Hulk Hogan on it, and it was like the vibrations on that machine were almost scary. I played Joust. I finally played Joust. I have never played it, and I wanted to. Oh, because of the book of Ready Player One. It was in the movie, really, and that actually kind of upset me. But I also played House of the Dead 2, which the one guy we were with just started laughing because he looks over and just sees me double gunning it. And I'm like, that's what I do. I always do at arcades. If there's no one else I'm playing with, I'll put in 2 tokens and double gun it. It's just a thing I do. But, we had fun there. We ate at a place called Jane's Diner, which apparently had like the worst coffee they've ever tasted. Then made on our way to Boston, Massachusetts. So Wednesday night was more of just a relax, get settled in the hotel kind of night. The real journey started on Thursday. We get to the convention. First year of the convention being 4 days long. So we're in for a treat. Not as crowded. But super amazing. There's walking room. That was the main day we got to really look around at games. We didn't go to any panels that day because we just wanted to focus on getting games out of the way. Playing things, seeing things, really getting our time with some. It doesn't change the fact that the Code Vein and Nintendo booths were hours and hours of waiting. Nintendo was a constant, 2 or 3 hours, and Code Vein was a constant 1 or 2. So, I unfortunately didn't get a chance to check out any of those booths. I got a Code Vein poster, though. But, on that first day, I'm trying to, remember when I played things and such, so I might just, knock out certain things or people I met or panels and that, and then go to the games I played overall. So, let's just work on Thursday night. We went to this place called Game Over. It was this shindig that turned out to be nothing like what they advertised it as, so that was a thing. It was okay. That's like $25 each plus Uber. It wasn't great. Free arcade. That was about the best thing. All the arcade machines were free, and I played Crisis Zone and I don't remember what it was called, but it was essentially a multiplayer. Was it Breakout or something like that? It's called. I played the Die Hard arcade game, which was not a gun game at all like the console ones were. No, it was a beat 'em up game, which was really strange, and you could tell the main character was modeled after Bruce Willis, and it wasn't great. Yeah, I played a few other older games like that. Played Outrun, different things, but it overall wasn't great. The drinks, I didn't get any, but they were like $10 a piece for a cup that was like that big. No way. But then Friday, so we don't get back to the hotel till like 1:30, and I wake up at 6 each morning for the convention, so I'm still catching up on sleep. So Friday, we get to the convention, and trying to remember the series of events. I think it was Thursday I met up with, and he could probably tell you better than I could. My memory is so fuzzy at this point. I'm still so tired, and but I believe it was Thursday we met up with a friend of mine, Hayden, met from Twitch and Discord. And I knew he was going, and we met up, only got to talk for a few minutes because went ways again. So it was good seeing him. I then caught him later that day or the next day because he was there for, I only want to say 2 days. So that day or the next day, we split up then, and later I saw him in the Dauntless line. So that was fun. I just randomly saw him, and we talked again for a minute or two. And then I saw him again just in the one hallway. I was like, oh, okay. So we started to walk together until he went to his panel and I went to mine. But Friday was the What's Good Games panel. And it was a total blast. Afterwards, I talked to Britt and Steimer a little bit about Discord because I'm constantly in their Discord and such. I got a picture with Andrea. See, okay, things are gonna get real for a moment. I'm gonna put that out there. I suffer from really bad depression, like really bad at times, and it was some point last year, I want to say in the spring-ish, when I decided I wanted to really start streaming and making content, like videos, and really doing stuff for my channel and my website and stuff again. Well, then something happened at the end of May and through June, and my depression got very bad. Like, very, very bad. And I didn't have the motivation to make any content, to stream, podcast, anything. I had no motivation. But, like, so I was raised by my mother all my life. I would, stay at my dad's house on, like, weekends or whatever, and all my life I was really raised by my mother. Lived with my mother and sister for a while. So, like, I grew up, learning to really respect strong women. And I think that's one of the reasons you look at some of my favorite characters in games. Sure, we have Vincent Valentine and Leon Kennedy, but also we've got Ciri from The Witcher, and I'd say more importantly than any of them is the new Lara Croft that they recreated in, like, 2013, I believe it was. That version of Lara. So I grew up all my life respecting and admiring these, like, stronger women. So when I saw that What's Good Games, that was made up of people like Brittany, I didn't really know anything about her. I've heard her name before. Like, I've heard the name Brittany and Blonde Nerd. I'm like, I've heard of her. Steimer, I didn't really know anything about other than, she worked at Sony for a little bit. She worked at IGN. She worked at CD Projekt Red. Didn't know anything about her, really. Andrea, I know, is big in RPGs, and so I always, like, read her articles and reviews and stuff. Not Andrea, Alexa. Still tired. Andrea, I've seen, like, I know she was with Kind of Funny. She was on a bunch of their things. I don't think she was on The Daily Show yet. Dates are not my strong suit today, which is kind of odd. So, like, a couple of them I knew, a couple I didn't, but I really wanted to support them on Patreon, so I did. And, as time went on, I would keep watching their stuff, their content, listening, and it really helped me to get out of my funk. It gave me a fire again to want to do this stuff. I love creating content. I love streaming. I love meeting people. And it was never that I didn't want to do it. It's just that I didn't have the strength and motivation to do it. And, watching their stuff, watching them do this, it kind of really pushed me. So, as strange as it sounds, like, What's Good Games kind of really helped me just move on. And that's why, like, seeing that panel and getting to finally talk to and meet them was really, really big and important for me. And I love supporting them. I listen every week. I watch as many of the videos as I can. I know I've missed a few. I need to go back and watch them. But that's why, like, the panel and Friday was so important to me. And while I was at the panel, I also got to meet Zyger and Kaylee, who I've talked with forever in the Kind of Funny community. And we're friends on Facebook and follow them on Twitter and such. And it was awesome to finally meet them. Then on Friday night, okay, back to the fun things. Friday night was Video Game Orchestra, who we've seen multiple years at PAX, and they are and they did a, like, special concert of Final Fantasy 15 music. They are so good. I even we turned to our friends that went with us afterwards as we were walking, and we said, "So, what did you think?" Because, we're always like, what are they going to say? And they were both like, wow. They were both blown away and amazed. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, you were. Video Game Orchestra is amazing. It seems to be every other year they're there, and it's just incredible. They got their own night this year. and it was just amazing. I love seeing them, and I will always want to see them. If they were there every year, I'd be even more thrilled. Then Saturday was more of a relaxation day. It was super busy. I went to a panel in the main theater for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It was an Xbox panel. It wasn't great, to be honest. They had Deadmau5, who, whatever, and Brendan Green, the creator, who you could tell had like never played the game on Xbox. So most of the panel was 45 minutes of. Wait. How do I do this? That's what a big part of the panel was. We did learn that, I want to say in May, they're looking to bring Miramar to the Xbox version of the game. But honestly, it just reminded me I have no reason to play the Xbox game when I have a perfectly good PC right here that plays the game. Not great, but pretty damn well. So that was whatever. I had fun though. Then that was more, like I said, that was more relaxing day. Super packed at the convention. It was ridiculous. But we then went to Harpoon Brewery, which, as always, was amazing. Every year, don't know how we do it, but every single year, we managed to go the night that Behavior, who is the studio behind Dead by Daylight and a new game I'll talk about, Death Garden, every single year, I say it's been 2 years, we managed to go to the brewery the night they're having their party, their community party. Place is packed. We couldn't find a seat. There were 5 of us, and we were standing there. We looked around, like literally circled the bar like 3 or 4 times, looking, waiting for people to leave, nothing. Then these girls said, "Hey, we'll be leaving in like 10 minutes if you don't mind waiting." We're like, "All right, sure." So we went in the back and stood by them, just waiting, just stood along the wall. Then they left, and the one girl says, "Hey, if you don't mind the germs, here's the rest of my beer, you can have it." We're like, "All right, whatever." We watched, we were there the entire time the beer was there, so we knew there was nothing funny up with it. But we're like, all right, whatever. So we're sitting there, and their soft pretzels are amazing. Soft pretzels, the IPA cheese, and the bacon ranch. But then I also got to drink, I got a hibiscus cider. Sweet and so good. That's one I might have to see if I can find in any stores around here, because I love their cider. But at one point, I was just like, YOLO, and took a drink from her beer. I don't know what it was. I wish I could have asked someone. I probably could have, and at the bar they would have told me it's this, just by looking at it. It was so good, and probably the best beer I've ever tasted. No idea what it was. I then proceeded to just drink the entire thing, like the rest of it, it was only about this round of a glass, maybe at the widest getting to be about that round, but there was about that much, and I just chugged it right down. It was so good. But had a blast there, eating, drinking, having a good time. Then we go back to the hotel, and we picked up a card game called Super Fight, which basic rules are, and we changed a little bit, because before there were 4 of us, and each round there's a judge and 2 people fighting. We changed it up so there's a judge and all 3. That way everybody's involved each turn. And the whole idea is you draw 3 white cards and 3 black cards. The white cards are your fighter. Your black cards are your actions. So fighters can be anything from... He's going to hate me for bringing this one up, but for example, I laid down the fighter Demon Possessed Car, and the action controls a rocket launcher, or like has a rocket launcher, or something like that. Then Nick lays down Canada, and the action of drops eggs that blow up. So then after that, you draw another black card, another action card, and you just lay it down. Doesn't matter what it is, you can't pick a different one. You pick it and lay it down, and that's the second action for it. So I don't remember what my second action was, but the second action for Canada was also something like constantly shoots out laughing gas, and then everybody has to make their claim as to why yours is the best, why yours would win in a fight. And Nick is still just so salty because Canada lost to a demon-infused car, or demon-possessed car. He's so mad, even though I made a very good case. But apparently a Death Star would lose to 50 woolly mammoths with Sonic Screech. But not my place to. I am salty, but we had a total blast Saturday night playing this. In fact, some of the footage you're gonna see at the end of this video is from that, and I believe I got some footage from Sunday nights too. I just need to go back and check. So Sunday, we go to the convention. We pack up in the morning, eat our breakfast, check out, go to the convention. Last day, we're checking out some things, and we go to an IGN panel for ranking the 10 best PlayStation 4 games. This panel was just pure madness, and actually, I think madness is pretty much the best word for it. So it started with the panelists, and they each gave 2 games to put on the list. Then they had people come up, and they could swap out. They could put it somewhere, knock the last one off. They could swap out, the 5th game for their game, and the 5th game would go into the recently bumped out category. Or they could swap games on there. So say they wanted to take the game in 8th position and knock it up to number 1. Then it would swap those 2 games, stuff like that. Then they had all these panelists come up, and all these crazy things happened. But it reached a crescendo when this little kid, had to be like 5 or 6, comes up. The one guy's talking on the microphone over here, while this kid is over here just reaching his little hands up to bring the microphone all the way down. And he says Lego Jurassic Park, or Lego Jurassic World. I don't remember. I think it's Lego Jurassic World. So they put it on the list, and the best part is Alana goes, "You now know nobody can take this off the list, or you're a giant asshole." And it just laughed because occasionally it would get brought up for something along those lines, and it was just such a fun panel. In the end, I didn't agree with the list hardly at all, but it was just such a fun time. I had a total blast doing it. Then we just did a few more things, and we ended the day. Left to go to our hotel outside of Boston, where we could not find an open pizza place. We called 3 pizza places. None of them answered, even though all of them were supposedly open. We finally got one, and I haven't told anyone else the story yet. The only other people who know were the 3 of us. We go into this pizza place. We all went for the drive, but Nick and I went in to get the pizza, and super nice pizza place. I'm trying to remember Original Village Pizza. So if you live in the Auburn area of Massachusetts, I recommend that place. It's awesome. We walk in, and she says, could you guys use some plates or cups? You said you're at a hotel. And we're, yeah, thank you. Perfect. And I said about how we were just passing through, and she asked where we were, and we said a gaming convention in Boston. And she brings up, "My son likes games, always plays Fortnite, annoys his mother with it." I'm like, Fortnite. Yep, always Fortnite. But, great place, really nice people. Can't recommend them enough. I think we already agreed that's where we're going to get pizza from next year. So then, while we were out, we stopped and got some beer and vodka. And no, we did not mix them. The beer was for me, the vodka was for them. And we go back to the hotel, and we play Super Fight again. But this time, we mixed it with a drinking game. 3 hours later, I had to talk in an Australian accent, which I'm not going to do now because I feel it's probably highly offensive, me even just trying. And I had to end every conversation with, yep. And if I forgot to do that last part, I had to take a drink. Earlier in the game, I got married to somebody, which is whenever they drink, you have to drink. Whenever you drink, they drink. And he got the Australian accent on him. So I was drinking every time he talked. So I eventually made the deal. If they let me take over the Australian accent, we have to take 3 drinks each time I forget. Worked out because I didn't forget for 3 hours. But, yeah, it worked out. I just, that time I had to chug the beer. But no, that was a total blast. We went to bed at around 1. Then, I woke up in the morning, packed up, headed off, got a few hours. I think we drove for like 2 some hours and got to a Five Guys in, I want to say it was like right outside Fishkill, New York. And then we went home. That was the trip. Nothing much more to that. But I do believe it's time for show and tell. I got a lot of things at the convention. I spent a lot of money. Not going to be around that bush. First off, I got a couple shirts. I'll just do that quick. First off, we have this Discord shirt. I got it. I'm on Discord all the time. Like I said, I'm in the Discord for What's Good Games. Actually, there's another message in it. I even have my own Discord. If you go on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/LogoLizardman, and type in !Discord, you will get a link to it. Shameless plug. So I'm on Discord all the time, so I didn't mind it. I also got a Darkest Dungeon shirt because that game is one of my favorite games to come out in the past decade. So I saw the one shirt they had at Fangamer, and I'm like, I'm getting this. Then I'm a big fan of the game Perception. I know critically it was received as but I really enjoyed it. I really liked the premise of it, and I've been a big proponent of it for a while. So I go to their booth. I was talking to them. I got a Perception shirt. I got a tease of what their next game is going to be. Then I got a few posters. I am so sorry. This Perception poster came with, I purchased the Ultimate Collector's Edition of the game because I really like that studio, which, by the way, I will say, headed up by Bill Gardner and his wife Amanda Gardner. Bill Gardner was the lead designer on BioShock, my favorite game of all time. He's trying to be professional, but not gonna lie, I was probably freaking out a little bit because that game is super important to me. Then, probably not much of anything but Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I like Final Fantasy, I like that poster. I didn't get to play the game, which really, really bums me out. But I did get a poster for Code Vein. I saw some gameplay, and oh my god. Which, by the way, before I finish what I bought, I'm going to talk about the games I played. Let me bring them up on my phone, a list of the important ones I either played or saw. So, let's get out of the way. I didn't play this one, but Decay of Logos looked really cool. It had neat art style, and it looked like fun, fun movement based. I didn't really get to see too much, but it's on my radar. Another one I didn't play, but I did see quite a bit of, and they're actually going to email me when the game comes out to remind me. I saw a game called Pixel Ripped coming out for Vive, Oculus, and PSVR, and it is a story-based VR game where you play as a kid. One level showed you just have a game, like handheld game console in front of you, and you're playing it on the VR while you're in school. Another one showed this 8 or 16-bit character on like your shelf, and you had to use something like pop bubbles, which then you use the character to combat like the person or creature inside. It was just really cool looking. I'm gonna get it when it comes out because it just really kept my attention. Next up, we have I did play this one. It's from the company, the publisher is putting out Decay of Logos. This is called Trailblazers. So I want you to think of Platoon mixed with Wipeout. It's literally a racing game kind of like Wipeout or F-Zero. I'd say probably closer to Wipeout. But it is a 3v3 racing game, and the whole thing is you get points when going over your color of paint. So you drop your paint on the track, and your teammates do, but the opponent are dropping their paint as well. So like you can cover each other's paint up, and you get more points. And occasionally you'll want to like maybe slow down, because if you hit a wall, you lose all those points. So you might want to hold off and bank the points that you get. It was really cool, really fun. I had a total blast with it. Another one I played a little bit of, not much, but it's called Flipping Death. They first showed it off in the Nindy video. I would say, was it last fall, maybe? But I've had my eye on it for a while. I played a little bit of it. I only played probably like 5-10 minutes, but I played enough to know the game is really cool. It's not my normal style, so I'm not sure if it would be one I play for like an hour and be like, all right, I'm done. But I really enjoyed what I did play, so we'll find out. I got to play a round of Soul Calibur 6. And I'm not going to say the guy crushed me, but yeah, that happened. They had 2 characters to play as, Mitsurugi and Sophia. And God, that game played so freaking smooth. Holy shit. It played so good. It just kind of upped my excitement for it even more. Then there's another game we played that I'm signed up for the beta for. This game would not be fun alone at all. But there were constantly 3 of us, except for the last time we played. We did a little tournament between us where it was one-on-one for, kind of like bracket style, called King of the Hat. It is a 4-player party game, we'll say, where the whole goal of it is to step on the other person's hat. If you step on their hat, you win. There's jumping, there's like all this different craziness happening. You can throw your hat to, like, if you hit someone, it knocks their hat off, and your hat doesn't need to be on your head for you to lose. If they step on your hat when it's on the ground, you lose. The whole idea is your soul is in your hat. Everybody's born with a hat on their head, and it's your soul. It was just weird, stupid little party game that, oh my god, it was so fun. It was just a total blast. And I don't really think it would be something like you'd have a lot of fun playing on your own, but if you get a bunch of people together to play, ridiculous nonsense fun. So my eyes are definitely open for that one. Now there are 2 big games I played that will definitely be on my radar. Sinner: Sacrifice for Redemption is set in a dark and foreboding realm with a twisted past and deep lore. Inspired by the Souls series, Shadow of the Colossus, and with a dash of anime styling, Sinner promises to be a thrilling and challenging experience. So they just had it there so you could fight against one boss. And I think I played it the 2nd or 3rd day, and it looked like there were 4 people who beat the boss. It was hard, but I had a total blast playing it. Thanks, Dark Souls. I had a total blast, and you could easily see the anime styling in it, which kind of really pumped me up. That's one of the reasons I'm so excited for Code Vein. I had a total blast with it, and it is one of the biggest games from this show on my radar. I can't wait for it. But the big game I want to talk about from Behavior Entertainment? Behavior Interactive. That's what it is. Behavior Interactive, the company that made Dead by Daylight. They announced their new game, I think the morning of the show or the morning before, called Death Garden. Now, I am not normally into multiplayer games, but this game really struck a chord with me, and I don't know why. I think the first thing I saw was the artwork, and I'm like, that's cool. But then as I stood there and watched it, I'm like, this looks like total fun. I am going to do a video about this. It is a 5-on-1, 5 runners against 1 hunter. And the cool thing is the runners are played from third-person perspective while the hunters played from first person. And it's basically a sport. I want to say it's set in, I think he said like 2077. And it's like a sport they play. And it just was so much fun. I only got to play it once, and I played as the hunter. But I had a total blast. And that's odd for me in a game like that. So that is a big one for me. I loved it. And it is going to be going into alpha. I'll be getting a code for the alpha, and I'll be streaming that. It just was incredible, and I can't wait. I don't know anything about releases. Like I said, it's an alpha I'm going to be in, and they just announced the game the first day of the convention, or the day before. So probably when they were setting up the booth, they essentially announced the game. So I have no idea about a release date, but God, it was so fun, and it's something I never enjoy. Like, it's a kind of game I never enjoy. So that's what makes it even more interesting. But God, total blast, total blast. But those are the games I played at the show. I checked out a few more, but those were like the big ones. There are a few I'm like, these are cool. So now let's get back to show and tell. I only have 2 more sections with show and tell. I mean, like, I got a few things like I got a PAX East hat because I like to get something from the merch booth every year. Two of the most important things I got are vinyls from the same stand, actually. First off, the soundtrack for Bastion. It can't really do it over here because of the light. Soundtrack for Bastion. Such a good game, and the soundtrack is amazing. Seriously, I keep it in my car at all times. And the other one, which I also have on a flash drive in my car, this is the Pyre soundtrack, non-limited edition. So the reason I didn't get the limited edition is limited edition just has the black, like, you know, your normal black vinyls. This one, take out one to give you a brief glimpse. There are different colors. So for example, disc 1 is red, and they're like swirls in the red. It's just so cool. Another one is yellow, and the other one is blue, I want to say. I don't know, I have a picture of it on my Snapchat. But with getting these 2, I now have all 3 soundtracks from Supergiant on vinyl. I tweeted out to Darren Korb. He is, in my opinion, one of the greatest minds in music today. Anything by him is just amazing. The soundtracks for all 3 of these games are phenomenal, especially Pyre and Bastion are 2 of my favorite soundtracks for anything ever. Getting those 2 was really important to me. But now, let's get into the last show until I have. I bought games. I know. Shocking, right? The first place we went to was Robot City Games and Arcade. So they constantly have buy 3 get 1 free at all times. So I bought 4 $20 games. So I'm going to start with the basic ones and go to my favorites. So first off, we have my first Sega CD game, Star Wars Rebel Assault. I love Star Wars, so hell yeah, I saw it and perfect. Speaking of Star Wars, for the Atari, Star Wars Jedi Arena from Parker Brothers. Interesting, I didn't even notice that until now. But yes, Star Wars Jedi Arena, that's pretty cool. Then one of my, I have 4 games I consider my favorites from, I consider it from the show because it was part of the trip. One of them being for the CDI, Thunder in Paradise. I watched this show when I was like 4, 5, 6 years old. I've probably seen like every episode. It's a cop drama show with Hulk Hogan. Him and his partner solve crimes on a boat called the Thunder. High-tech piece of military equipment that can change into a submarine. Yep. But I saw this on their Facebook page when I was first checking them out before we ever went. And I saw this and I'm like, I hope they have this. I want this so bad. And they did. And I was freaking out. But the coolest game I got the entire weekend was from this place. It wasn't even from there. No, I got some amazing ones. For the Tiger Electronics handheld system. I almost dropped it. Resident Evil 2. I didn't even know they made it for that. That's amazing. I saw this and right away, this was the first thing I saw. I'm just like, if you don't know, if you know me, you know this about me already. But I am a huge Resident Evil fan. So getting this copy is just amazing. I literally have Resident Evil 2 for almost everything it came out for now, which is awesome. Now, dying from the actual show. One of the first things we did was went to the limited run games booth, where I picked up 4 games of note. For the PlayStation Vita, we have Kreuzler Sigma, which I heard is but that's okay. You see this anime-based cover? That's me. Anime-based covers are a thing for me. That's the reason I have a Nurse Love addiction for the Vita coming from limited run. Then, because Housemarque is amazing, Nex Machina. I haven't played it yet, and to get a chance to get this, hell yeah. Going back to my anime stylings and such, the point-and-click adventure 2064 read-only memories. Actually, I think, is this reversible cover? Nope, it's not. They're just different covers. 2064 is a point-and-click set in Neo, San Francisco. Awesome. I'm not a big fan of point-and-click, but I love the design style used and such. But you know what I am a big fan of? Which is why, even though it's one of their more expensive ones, Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors. A shmup. I now have the PS4 and Vita versions of this from limited run. This game was $50 on both PS4 and Vita, to give you an idea of the cost of it. So those are the first games I got from limited run. There'll be another one later. Then Merge Games. Somebody mentioned where did I see it? I saw Darkest Dungeon mentioned somewhere. Maybe on the PAX subreddit. That's where I saw it. I saw someone mention Darkest Dungeon is going to be at PAX East. And because this is when we were standing in line the first day to get in. We were in the center, but standing in the queue line to wait till we could get into the expo hall. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, Darkest Dungeon? Darkest Dungeon is here. I'm looking all around, like, Merge Games. I'm like, okay, I don't know what they are, but we're going to find out. I looked up, I found out where they are. I'm like, oh, it's right by limited run. Perfect. Turns out Merge Games does European copies of digital games, kind of like limited run does. Probably one of the most important things of the show I got. I know it's coming out at the end of this month, I believe, in America, but I got a Switch copy of Darkest Dungeon with all the DLC. And thank God for Nintendo finally making a console that's not region locked. I even, when I open it up, I had to cut it down a little bit to make it fit in here. Right there is the card for the signature edition, is what they call their physical copies of games that they. Darkest Dungeon is such an incredible game to me. Like I said, I'd gotten the shirt at Fangamer at their booth. It's just, I don't know, there's something about that game that really strikes a chord with me. But also from there, and I didn't see this at first, I was literally Merge Games' first and second customers of the show floor. Ping Pong VR for PlayStation VR, table tennis simulator. Yeah, I did it. I love getting physical PSVR games. I don't know why, I just do. I really, really, really do. So, next up, we went to this one stand, selling games, and I picked up Earth Defense Force 2017. Oh yeah. I've actually always liked these games. I had this for a while, and then got rid of it, back in my days of just getting rid of everything. Kinda didn't last too long. But I love this game. It's so fun. I have it on Vita too. They did a portable version. Then everything kind of starts to run together. The next thing I got was also from that booth. I got Monster Hunter Tri for the Wii. Okay, so I got Monster Hunter Tri at the exact same time as I picked up Double Dragon 2: The Revenge complete box manual, and I looked in a poster for Double Dragon 3. Double Dragon 2 was a very important game. I should say is a very important game for me. My sister and I used to play it all the time together when I was very, very young, like a 5-year-old range, like somewhere in there. Her and I used to play this together all the time. So this game has always been very important to me. In fact, right down here, I have just the cartridge of it. So I was so excited when I saw this. It was a little more pricey. It cost me $35. Goes for about $40, so I got a bit of a deal on it. But the big thing was now I have this game complete to put on my shelf. Like I said, very important to me, and that was the whole reason I got it. Found I Am 8-Bit booth I got I believe, their last copy they had at the show of Res Infinite. I've wanted to play this for a long time. I played the demo and I'm like, this is cool, but it wasn't like anything super important. But the fact that I got to get a physical copy of it, that's awesome and kind of really, really, really pumps me up. I realized last day of the show, I'm like, I collect PlayStation 3 games. I haven't gotten a single PlayStation 3 game this entire trip. So I just picked up Jane's Advanced Strike Fighters. A game I don't have. That was literally why I got it. It was a cheaper game that I don't have. But a cool thing is, I put in with the manual advertisement for the place we got it from, Game Underground, who is stationed in, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to butcher this, Waltham? Somewhere in Massachusetts. So I always like to, if I can, get like a receipt or something from a trip I go to and put it in a case of the game. But then I made another trip to Limited Run and I got their second to last copy of this game. One I already own. One that not many people are very fond of, but I absolutely love. It's ridiculous and crazy and Night Trap. Yes, I got another copy of Night Trap. I have one on my hand movement. Right there, I actually have my fingers pointing at another copy. So the whole reason I got this, I have that vinyl right back there, the vinyl soundtrack with that one. I got this, I'm going to keep it unopened, sit in that empty spot right where my finger is, and I flipped the cover over because these have a reversible cover. The other cover is the red cover that you could get back on the original versions of the game. So now I have both covers up in front of it. So, you know, for my little Night Trap section of my shelving. Those are the games that get, that's pretty much most of, how could I forget? I don't have it within hand's reach, but I got the premium edition of Perception. Like I was saying earlier, I love the game, and I got the premium edition, which came with the poster, soundtrack, a like big box, like if you were to get a big box PC version of a game, came with the big box, stickers, an art book, and a statue of the creature in the game that hunts you down. Like I said, I love Perception, and I actually wanted to get this for a long time, and they had it for a good price at the show, so I'm like, we're going to do this. But that's pretty much everything I got. PAX East is now over. We're already essentially getting ready for PAX next year. With any luck, one of my best friends from England is actually coming over at that time, and she'll be joining us for PAX. So I'll just make the weekend even better. PAX is just such a great time. I will leave you with a few clips of ridiculous fun. And until next time, good night, PAX East. Good night.
To the court.
Have you seen Doctor Who?
Who?
You can't ask questions before you lay the cards.
You never saw the Sherlock Holmes movie, and I would have picked a totally different character.
And I really just didn't hear what you said.
Have you seen Doctor Who?
I've watched the show.
Do you know what he's capable of?
Yes, I know who Doctor
Wait, you asked
that? No, that is cheating. That is
yeah,
blatant cheating.
Yeah, you can't question the judge on the cards you have in your hand.
Yeah, that is so cheating. Disqualified, me and Elijah only.
No, discard
you can't
the card, pick a new one.
You can't play Doctor Who. No, not all of them. You just can't play Doctor Who.
Just that one.
You just can't play Doctor Who. You don't get a new one either.
Alright, order in the court.
You don't
pick
get a
up
new
your cards.
Yeah, that's right.
Bribing.
We've already played. We've already played our
cards.
He's still over here cheating. Look at him. He just drew another card.
Judge, order in the court.
Just play 2 cards and discard the other one. How many cards do you have?
He discarded Doctor Who and he took another card.
The white one?
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. He has 6.
He cheated. He should be punished.
Judge has spoken.
No, the judge has spoken.
I don't like playing with cheaters. Let the record show.
He discards 1. He gets.
Josh shows me 2 Vita games. Let the record show. That was the deal. Let the record show.
All right. Let's flip.
Flip your cards.
Why don't we just start taking the black card before we flip?
I like it this way.
It's not like it's supposed to
be. It gives you a minute to think before you draw a second. Okay? Draw the cards.
Wesley, I want you to take this in and really realize the sheer wrath, okay?
Josh, you need a third card.
What's the third
I
one?
don't know yet.
I've won.
So we'll see. So we have a soccer mom that's pregnant, armed with a kitten cannon. Okay, now that.
Pregnant soccer mom.
Wow.
Case rest. I will not
Wait.
speak
Wow.
the rest of this.
Wait,
Now,
wait,
alright.
wait.
Alright, hang on. We have the Grim Reaper armed with a shrink ray. Can clone self, but each clone is half as smart as the previous. So you have like an army, or a Grim Reaper armed with a shrink ray, an army of Grim Reapers with shrink rays that are basically...
Only half.
Only half.
But yes.
Okay, Josh, you have Robin Hood
I'm
wearing
just gonna
rocket-powered roller skates and a mustache stretched and move at will.
Alright, I wasn't gonna talk the rest of this, but that is literally the most worthless person. Like, I feel like, like Barney could beat that in a fight.
Order.
Okay, gentlemen.
Can I take my case first?
Okay.
Pregnant soccer mom.
Yes, that is a furious wrath of
I've
nature.
pleaded. I'm done. Next.
Armed with a... But your kitten
I don't
can't...
care. I
Kitten
don't even
can't-
need it. That's just extra.
Order of the court.
That's just
Okay.
extra.
Elijah, go ahead.
So, we got a Grim Reaper. He can clone himself, and sure, the clones are half as smart as the other one, but, we have them armed with a shrink ray.
Neat.
Now, they can just shrink anybody. So, yeah, a pregnant soccer mom with a kitten cannon. How deadly is a pregnant soccer mom with a kitten cannon when she's an inch tall?
Still pretty fucking deadly. Pregnant soccer mom. Have you met a soccer mom?
Yes.
Have you met a pregnant woman?
Yes.
Put them both together?
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ, there's not enough ice cream on the planet.
Yes. But when she's an inch tall, you can just kind of...
It's not that simple. You'll still
It
hear
is.
a lot of bitching.
It is. It is that simple.
You'll be too fucking stupid to figure that out. You'll just shrink her in.
Alright, order in the...
Okay, maybe I'll shrink her an inch if I just
Alright,
hit her like
alright.
15 times.
Who does Robin Hood rob from?
The rich.
And who would a soccer mom be? Would you consider a soccer
middle
mom
class
ever
woman.
poor? They're rich.
They're always middle class.
middle class-
Upper middle class like your family.
Exactly, and that's the top
We're getting personal,
1%.
suburban white boy.
Top 1% of the world. Is
Upper middle-
That is totally rich.
You can't bring the world into this.
Yes,
this is
I can.
America.
This is Super Fight. This is Super
This is
Fight.
America.
And this is the Grim
I
Reaper.
thought this was
Robin
America.
Hood. Robin Hood is from Europe. Thank you. Nobody plays soccer in Europe. That's not even a sport. They play
That was the dumbest. Let the record show. That was the dumbest thing anyone's ever said. Europe is the biggest soccer country in the world. I demand he be stricken from this contest.
Europe is not a country.
It's kind of a country. Let's
I
be
would like
real
to
here.
show that he thinks Europe's a country.
Bad Patty's down.
And he slapped my hand in court.
In court?
It's
Now-
like physical.
Also,
This is supposed to be
also
about
let
words.
it be clear, it doesn't matter how many times that a clone can get half as dumb, the clone will always know that Europe is not a country.
Yes, that is true. Europe is a continent.
Guys.
I support the Grim Reaper in this.
And technically, Nick, I'm sorry, but there are technically not a lot of soccer moms in Europe because all the soccer players can drive themselves. It's a big
How does
soccer
that
country,
make sense?
but
How does
said
the
that
judge don't even question the judge?
They're
That
still
is true.
children. You're just saying all soccer
That is
players are born at 20? Like question mark? No, Wesley.
that is
You can be
true.
the judge.
I did think about that as I was saying it. I was like, wait, no, that does kind of not make sense.
You're the judge. Don't question yourself. I have a
Stop trying
mustache
to make Jelly the judge, all of you.
that can stretch and
I'm
move
doing
at will.
anything. I'm just laughing.
Right?
Alright.
Soccer.
Now let the judge give his case. Now, soccer mom is a ferocious force of nature that should not be fucked with, especially while she's pregnant. Armed with a kitten cannon is basically useless, I have to say.
Fine with that. I don't need
But
that card.
So just one single soccer mom that is pregnant.
Is enough to defeat Velociraptors.
Unless
With
she's like,
tiny
man, I
arms.
want
But-
chocolate, and you bring chocolate, and she's like, alright, I'm happy now.
But now,
No,
you
she's
have,
never happy. What? She's never happy.
now you have Robin Hood with a mustache. That really just doesn't do anything for you. The
Stretch
rock,
move at will.
and the
wearing-
rocket power roller
Don't forget he's wearing
skates.
tights.
I mean, I guess you could kind of whip them, as he's going past on the rocket power roller skates, but that's basically all you have going for
I
you.
just picture Snidely Whiplash running around.
I'm just picturing an old like Western dude with a really long mustache, just riding on rocket skates, just whipping people as he's
So
going
basically,
past.
Yosemite Sam.
Basically, Yosemite Sam on rocket
Which
skates.
makes his case even less appealing.
He was from the country of
Because he
Europe.
always
He's
fails.
just from the country.
The country of Europe.
And then but now we come on to the Grim Reaper. He's armed with a shrink ray. So he can shrink Robin Hood, which basically
Yosemite
enables...
Sam's already 2 feet tall.
Okay, Yosemite Sam, who's already 2 feet tall, is going to get even shorter.
I have an army of
become-
merry men. I would just like to point that out.
You
You do
don't.
not have...
do.
No, you
You
don't.
don't.
You know, he does. He
You're
does.
not
say-
an
he does-
entity of physical beings.
Little John,
He does-
they answer to me.
He does technically
Okay.
have some followers.
Yeah, so does Kim Kardashian. That doesn't mean she has any importance
Now,
here.
now, the judge has come up with his decision. The shrink ray basically enables both of you useless in battle. So it
That's
has
so
to go with the Grim
incorrect.
Reaper and the shrink ray.
I agreed with Wesley from the beginning.
Yeah,
We had no chance against the Grim Reaper. You said that wasn't even a part of his
I did not think
Nobody
about
even
that until
mentioned
now, yeah.
he kills everybody.
He is the god of death, so there is that.
It never even came into play.
No, I did
He
not.
says the shrink ray.
honestly-
and he can
Wait, is this the game we
Yes.
play? The one that you didn't want to buy?
So it turned out
I mean, I just
okay.
bought
But,
the other card game. I want to buy another one.
come on,
You
Josh.
still have to?
Yeah, I already covered mine.
What was the deal?
There are no deals made. You can't just make these deals that are just you thinking a deal in your head.
I do remember a agreement the other night.
It's the deal when Nick literally just comes up behind you and says, "Hey, you're buying this, right?"
Deal.
I feel bad for that guy then.
What about me? Does anybody feel bad for Josh?
No.
Deal.
We should, but we don't.
Nick just comes up behind you like, hey, you want a good deal? Sure, buy that. Okay.
I still like the idea of us all pitching in for the blind box and then playing to see who gets the games.
We're just playing them
That too.
And we can have
for fun.
full ownership.
Hey, question. We like lead in the sink and then
It's me.
God damn it,
Thought you'd
Josh.
like that. It's just Cheetos. It's Cheeto nuts. It's Cheeto nuts.
It literally, it looks like blood.
Does not look
in the
like
sink.
blood.
It looks like blood in the sink. It looks like someone had a period.
Is your blood?
in the
I gotta
sink.
see
Look
this.
at
What's the verdict?
that. Alright, it's already gone.
There's nothing there. He's making
Put
shit
it
up.
down.
Huh.
I
Sorry.
bleed Cheeto dust.
Sorry about that.
Best worst superpower ever.
We're like, what the fuck?
I bleed hot Cheetos.
It'd be so painful.
It'd be terrible. Yeah, like poops would feel like.
Speaking of hot stuff,
Yeah, I know what the original is. Is this what the original cover looked like?
Yeah, and there's a reverse one that also looked like it. There's a
Yeah.
2X one that was exclusive to some other bullshit.
I just remember watching the videos of them in court about this game.
yeah. It was
When I created that ESRB.
yeah, it was too violent and kids were. It was too easy for kids to get their hands on it.